You. What's going on? What's going on? Let me make sure everything is correct before I step. For sure. Let me make sure everything is everything. Let me make sure everything is everything. Let me make sure everything is everything. Yeah, man, I've just been having a lot of trouble. It's been raining nonstop in Philadelphia, man, since like Monday, Sunday, Monday. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't know what you mean by that, but guy, what you talking about? But Big Zoom Nation, that's a fact. What's going on? Stop motion. What up? What up? Boxing film, a sing. The live is flu. I don't know what you mean by that. The stream yard not working. Yeah, it's giving me trouble again, man. Giving me trouble again. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know how to go about it at this point. I really don't know. So, yeah, man, I guess I'm just gonna have to leave that shit alone until something's figured out. It's sad because I fuck with StreamYard a lot. I used StreamYard yesterday and I was completely fine. Um, but it's been raining nonstop. It's been floods all over the city, man. I don't know if that has anything to do with uh I don't know if it got anything to do with the weather. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? I reset it to Wi-Fi. And it's letting me know that the Wi-Fi is excellent, but for some reason, man, every time I go on StreamYard, it acts like there's no internet in my house. Like, I don't really understand it, bro. So we're gonna make it do what it do. We're gonna make it do what it do regardless, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Yo, bro, what's going on with this silent killer nigga, man? I seen what you wrote on the StreamYard, John. You said the same shit. So I'm trying to figure out, like, are you a man? Like, are you a man? Who are you? Silent killer. What's going on? Thank you. Stop motion. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's weird activity, bro. He been on my page just writing like real crazy shit that obviously I'm not with. You know what I mean? If you ain't got the message by now, then I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to Sing. He said it's been raining here too in ATL like crazy. Yeah, bro. And I think it's really like interfering with the Wi-Fi or just like internet connection in general, man. So they said it's supposed to stop raining tomorrow morning. So we'll see, man. But I don't know, bro. The Wi-Fi StreamYard been really disappointing me lately, man. I'm trying to figure out exactly what's going on. Is it a me problem or is it the website? I don't know, because I'm paying for that. You know what I'm saying? I pay for that shit monthly, so we gotta figure this shit out. Silks Bando, what up? So it's been raining crazy in the DMV, so I guess it's just raining everywhere. Shit. Big Dre, what up? Teach, what up, man? We got some things that we need to discuss in the world of boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? But before I get into all of that, he says, "Oh yeah, I get it, bro. Sleep is real important. I finally caught up on some sleep today because I had a day off from work, so I just chilled. I slept. You know what I mean, did some shit around the house, and then I just went to the gym and had some sparring sessions or whatever. So it was a good day. Definitely a good day. I need more rest days though for sure. I be nonstop working." Big Dre, he said stop motion. I'm in the DMV also. Basement flooded bad, man. I hope you figure that out ASAP, bro. That's real unfortunate. Dorian says you'll need to move down here to Florida. It's always sunny down here. I've been down to Florida several times, man. I love Florida, but with my career, me being in the sport of boxing, I feel like there's no better place than to be in Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? I love Florida though. You know what I mean? I've been to Orlando several times, Hollywood, Florida, and shit like that. So I'm familiar. You know what I mean? I'm going to Puerto Rico at the end of April. You feel what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that sunny weather though. But you can't beat it, man. You know what I'm saying? I love. I've never been to Texas though. I've never been to Texas. I definitely gotta check Texas out though. I'm gonna hit up 16 South when I go down there for sure. For sure, for sure. J Cash, what's going on? What's going on? Viva Puerto Rico. That's a fact, dog. I'm gonna be down. I'm gonna be down on the south side of Puerto Rico. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be in Patillas. You know what I'm saying? No, I ain't leaving PA. No, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving Philadelphia. Nah, not at all. But yeah, we got some things that we need to discuss, man. Let's get the likes up, man. We got 18 people in the building. Let's get 18 likes, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in if you appreciating the content. We got some things that we need to talk about. But before I get into that, man, I'm getting caught up in the comments right now, like I always do. But the zone had dropped like a mini episode, I believe. I was checking it out right here on my TV between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, and there was some interesting things that was said on there, man. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia basically admitting that everything, that he pretty much confirmed that the episodes that he was having on social media and shit like that was all a calculated move. So that was pretty interesting. So that makes Ryan look to be like a piece of shit in all honesty, because he's using like this mental health thing that's currently going on in society as a way to benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? You peep ever since the athletic commission been on Ryan ass to make him do an evaluation. He's been chilling out and going back to his normal self. So I think that's pretty interesting. And then another thing I picked up was Ryan Garcia says that he don't really be sleeping. At the beginning of the episode, he was getting like a vitamin IV. Now I've gotten those before, and they are life changers. So if anybody feels like they fatigued, they're tired, struggling with headaches and stuff like that, or you just having any deficiencies in general, a vitamin IV, I would recommend that heavily, man. If you got a couple dollars or whatever, bro, try it, see how you feel. Ryan Garcia was in New York and he got a vitamin IV, and he was talking about, yeah, man, if I want to go shopping all day, I do. If I want to be in the studio till 3 a.m, I will. Oh, listen to one of my songs. And it was hot ass, bro. That shit was absolute garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like the type of, it's like sometimes it's cool to be delusional, man, because it really saves you a lot of overthinking and things like that. Like Ryan Garcia was really playing a song as if he had a hit. It's crazy. That boy he definitely cuckoo. You know what I'm saying? He definitely a little off for sure. You know what I mean? But I laughed at that. So he pretty much was telling you that, he don't really prioritize rest with how the way he be living. And if you're training at an elite level, one of the most important things you could do in boxing is rest. You know what I'm saying? So Ryan Garcia definitely be cutting some corners, man. And it just adds fuel to this the rumor about Ryan Garcia that he's essentially not trainable. You know what I mean? Joe Goosen told you a while back, when you're with Ryan Garcia, you don't train with him, you collab with him. You know what I'm saying? It seems Derek James acting like that's not the case with them, but it seems like Ryan Garcia pretty much does whatever the fuck he wants in Derek James' gym. Because for the most part, Ryan Garcia always be having a whole group of people with him when he be training. You know what I mean? He always got the cameras rolling whenever he's in Derek James' gym. And when it's like when there's closed sessions at boxing gyms, phone's not even supposed to be allowed to be recording. So Derek James gives that man a lot of leverage, gives him a lot of leeway. You know what I mean? I never seen like Derek James' gym so much until, Ryan Garcia started going over there. You know what I mean? But I guess that's just how the way he moves, and there's nothing we can really do about that. But yeah, man, Ryan Garcia, he's a clown. He's definitely a clown, and he don't live the fighter lifestyle. You know what I mean? Which a lot of fighters don't, but the fact that he makes it so obvious, bro, it really bothers me as a boxing fan. You know what I mean? That's what I observed in that little clip. Another thing, in that episode that the Zone just dropped today, I don't even think I probably didn't watch the whole thing because my attention span be all. It's short a lot of the times if I'm not truly interested, or if something throws me off for a slight second, I'll just completely forget about what's in front of me in terms of the show. But I didn't see Ryan Garcia training at all in that whole little segment. I seen the man doing like media and going to ESPN with Devin Haney and shit like that. That's not me saying that Ryan Garcia wasn't training. I think that was around the time they had their first press conference. They just put it out really late. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know, man. It wasn't as good as the Devin Haney TV episodes. The Devin Haney TV episodes are top notch, bro. Like, if y'all want to really get an insight on what's going on, like at world-class training camps amongst like world champions and shit like that, bro, go check out Devin Haney TV's episodes, bro. Like, the way that they edit this, how the way they put these episodes together, bro, is top notch. It's top tier. I wonder how much Devin Haney is investing in that, because they put in some really good work. Like, it seems like an actual TV show, bro. It seems like an actual TV show. It's pretty fucking impressive how the way they put that together, bro. And Devin Haney has a really good team. Like, he has a lot of structure. Like, they did a good job with, having pretty much everybody for every single thing, and it just makes everything so smooth for him. Like, he got nutritionists, he got like massage therapists, he has a strength coach, he has an agility coach. Obviously, he has like a coach that works on him with the mitts. Obviously, Bill Haney is his head trainer. It seems like he had like a whole stable of sparring partners. He has a really good system going on around him, man. And they all work together as a team. It seems like they have a great chemistry as well. So it's dope, bro. And boxing film, you said Devin Haney's team is massive. Yeah, I'm sure. You know what I mean? But when you getting them big time paydays like them, man, it shouldn't be that difficult to pay them off. You know what I'm saying? Take care of them financially. As far as I'm concerned, he said, I'm at Pivot Boxing. Yo, weirdos, bro. These little dudes is weirdos. You come to Pivot Boxing, come in when it's open, you clown. Imagine being at a gym when it's shut down, you weirdo. It's 11:39 over here. He talking about where you at. Nigga, I'm home. What the fuck is you talking about? The fucking boxing gym at 11:30 at night. Weirdo. Nah, but shout out to Anonymous for smacking him with that wrench. He a weirdo, you know what I'm saying? But I got them Ukrainians after me. I think Khabib is Russian. What you mean? Khabib Russian. He ain't Ukrainian. He from Dagestan. He from Dagestan, I think. But yeah, what I'm gonna say is yo, Texas, you for real? That's facts. I'm glad you did tell me that. That's interesting. I would have assumed that Claymore would have hit me up. What time frame, man? I'm about to give y'all my live reaction to that.
25K once we hit 1,000, gonna hit somebody in the building with 25K cash. If you don't know who Charles Edward Cheese is, do you Google it? You'll see that this is far from a joke. You know what I'm saying? Not a joke at all or an exaggeration. Somebody's gonna get 25K cash.
Was he on like the live stream or was he in the comments?
I hope to see you guys here more often. It looked like I thought Phil left. Phil gonna be promoted either.
Damn.
Once it looks right.
Fuck, man. I gotta see that. I don't see none of the comments, man. I might have missed out on that. But I'll be checking in on that in a few, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Back to what I was saying. What I was about to say is in response to them saying somebody wrote that Devin Haney has a massive team. And he pretty much does. You know what I mean? He pretty much does. But like I said, when you make a 7-figure paydays consistently like Devin Haney does, or when you got things in place, it shouldn't be hard to compensate them dudes. And like I said, some of the most successful athletes like in the world, spend a lot of time or invest a lot of money in like their training, you know what I mean? Their lifestyles, healthy way of living. You know what I'm saying? From what I understand, they were saying that LeBron James like invest 7 figures a year in like training and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Investing into his body and shit like that. So that's the key to success, man. That's one of the keys to success. To take the time if you have the resources, man. Really take the time to invest in the things that make you better as an athlete. The better the athlete, the better you perform, the more you get compensated. So it's a genius idea. You see what I mean? Shout out to Texas 16 though, man. I appreciate you letting me know that. Karma, I've been having a lot of trouble with the Wi-Fi, man. I don't know exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? I was speculating that, it was the weather, since the weather's been really bad down here. But I'm trying my best. You know what I mean? I'm really trying my best right now. You feel me? So right now, you feel me? So I'm gonna give Karma a wrench because you already know she one of the big supporters on here. I'm gonna get her a wrench for sure. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So check out Devin Haney TV if you really want to get an inside scoop on what's going on in Devin Haney's training camp. They've been doing a phenomenal job. You know what I'm saying? So go check that out. I also put out a video earlier today speaking about, Sebastian Fundora and exactly what's going on with him. And then a little bit afterwards, I seen that Pro Box TV had an interview with Samson Lukowicz. And he wasn't really even able to explain himself what the hell was going on with his own fighter, Sebastian Fundora. You know what I mean? Paulie Malignaggi, you could tell he was a little bit suspicious. Like, things weren't really adding up to him in all honesty. He was like, yo, so he has a 6-month suspension. Like, exactly what's going on with him. He was like, I'm not a doctor. You don't need to be a doctor to know what the fuck the doctor said or have the reason why your fighter is suspended for 6 months. You don't need to be a doctor to know why your fighter has a 6-month suspension. You know what I'm saying? So it was a little funny, man. That shit really wasn't adding up to me in all honesty, man. Go check out Pro Box TV. They got a section called like Deep Waters or something like that. And they brought Samson Lukowicz on. And that was a pretty good interview. It was a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of entertainment between Paulie and Samson. You know what I'm saying? But it still didn't really give me any answers, man. I was under the impression that when I watched Sebastian Fundora's promoter talk about Sebastian Fundora, that he would have had the answers necessary. I mean, they asked the right questions. Shout out to them for providing the right questions, but we didn't really get any answers, bro. It's like we still stuck at this point, like 6-month ban for a fractured nose. 6-month ban for a fractured nose. Now, I've been in the pro boxing game a long time, bro. Like, I've been doing this. It's about to be like, bro, it's about to be close to 10 years that I've been like cornering pro fights. I know how athletic commissions work. I know about suspensions and shit like that. 6-month suspension, that's a long time, man. That's a long time. I've seen people get concussed. I've seen people have injuries in the ring. I've seen people get knocked out on oxygen mask and all types of shit and are able to come back before that time frame. You know what I'm saying? So what is the severity of this nose break? Like, does the man need surgery on his nose? Like what's really the situation with this? You know what I mean? Because as far as I'm concerned, Sebastian Fundora stepped out of the ring on his own, didn't need no help. You know what I mean? He did the post-fight press conference. He was speaking fine. It didn't look like anything was wrong with him. They probably checked him after the fight, but I don't think that resulted in him being sent to the hospital. So what's really going on, man? What's really going on? Is it really like something wrong with him medically? Or, are you in the state athletic commission's pocket? So, the WBO won't force your hand into fighting Terrence Crawford right away. You know what I mean? I'm pretty suspicious about that. Shit's not really adding up to me personally. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong. Maybe there is something wrong with him, or maybe there's something going on with Sebastian Fundora that we're not privy to as of right now. But with the information that we have available at this point in time, I don't know if a 6-month ban I don't know if a fractured nose equals a 6-month ban, bro. So you mean to tell me that he's going to be going from what? We're currently in April, right? We're currently in April. May, June, July, August, September, October. So you mean to tell me that this man is not going to be cleared to box until October? Then he's going to have to do a 6 to 8 week training camp right? To fight at the end of the year, December. You think Terrence Crawford, they did this strategically because they know that Terrence Crawford is trying to fight ASAP. This man has not fought since July, I believe, the end of July. You think he's gonna wait until December? No, he's gonna take a warm-up fight, obviously, or he's gonna fight somebody else. So I guess the WBO right now, they waiting for some paperwork to prove that this man is obviously injured. They want to know the details of the injury, and I guess they're just waiting on that. Yeah, Junior Spock, that's what I believe. They waiting out Bud. You know what I mean? I think they waiting out Bud. That's just my personal opinion on the situation, man. I think it's a strategic move as to how they can avoid Terrence Crawford without facing the criticism of ducking Terrence Crawford while simultaneously keeping the belts. You know what I mean? Or at least keeping the WBO strap. Because if they were to say, "Oh, we're gonna go rematch Tim Tszyu," the WBO gonna be like, "No, the fuck you not with our title." So what they gonna do is they gonna strip Sebastian Fundora and have Terrence Crawford fight Josh Kelly for the vacant WBO title at super welterweight. That's exactly what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Sebastian Fundora wants to do that. I think that he wants to be the unified champion of the division. So he's going to hold on to them belts by any means necessary. And I think that's the formula that his team came up with. So he'll be able to keep the belts without having to face Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said in the video I posted earlier today, man, Sebastian Fundora, you too big, you too tall to be ducking, my brother. You know what I'm saying? You 6'6". You ducking, we still going to see you, my nigga. You too big to be ducking. You know what I mean? And I didn't know that giraffes quack, my nigga. That's all I really got to say about that. You know what I mean? If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll come on here and apologize, whatever the fuck y'all want me to do. But right now, Sebastian Fundora and his team, they looking shook, man. Medical ducking, Miles Jordan. That's beautifully said. That's what I think is going on. It was the same shit Rolly Romero just did with O'Hara Davies, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was claiming he had this type of injury. The injury was never discussed publicly, bro. Never discussed publicly. He did not want to fight O'Hara Davies. I don't know why, because I think he probably would have beat him. For real. I don't know. I don't rank O'Hara Davies that high. You see, Barroso got him up out of here. Shout out to my boy Lorenzo. I wish I could put this on the screen, but I don't think I can. But shout out to Lorenzo with the $5 super chat, man. He says, hold on. If Fundora fights Bud, then Bud will take the 2 belts. That will be 5 belts and 2 fights. PBC loses. PBC got ran out of 147 fucking with Bud. That's an absolute fact, my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's an absolute fact, man. I love that statement right there, man. Shout out to my boy Lorenzo for contributing to the channel. Definitely had to make Karma, a moderator on her because she's one of my biggest supporters, of course. So thank you very much for coming through on the channel. You see what I mean? Boxing Film says the sad story is Earl Spence probably still is the bigger draw. Well, we don't know that. We don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them dudes have fought since they fought each other. So I think that a lot of people are making assumptions right now. We don't know what Earl Spence's numbers are going to be like coming back off of this loss against Terrence Crawford. You know how many people turned on Earl Spence after he lost to Terrence Crawford? Do you know how many people? Oh, man, he's not the same. Oh, he hasn't been the same since the car accident. Oh, meanwhile, after the car accident, he beat Danny Garcia ass and he beat Yordenis Ugas ass, and everybody was claiming that Earl Spence was back, right? But since he got washed with Terrence Crawford, it seemed like a lot of people switched up on that man. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he was to fight Sebastian Fundora, could that do numbers? Yes. You know what I mean? It may very possibly do numbers if they're able to, convince the people that Earl Spence is back. You know what I mean? If they're able to convince the people that, he was dehydrated at 147 or whatever the case may be. We don't know if he's the bigger draw because he has not fought since Terrence Crawford, and Terrence Crawford has not fought since Earl Spence. So how do we know that Earl Spence is the bigger draw? I think that we're making assumptions at this point in time. You know what I mean? Because I tell you what, Terrence Crawford's stock has elevated dramatically since beating Earl Spence because one of the biggest things that was said about Terrence Crawford at one point in time is that he hasn't beat anybody. that, you know, he don't have no resume at 147. You know, he fought people's leftovers, blah, blah, blah. But when he washed Errol Spence and when he became 2-time undisputed after defeating Errol Spence, a lot of that criticism was thrown out of the window. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford was being praised all over. He did media after the fact, and that was getting a lot of attention as well. So I do think the inactivity probably killed his buzz a little bit. In all honesty, he should have came back at the top of this year, for real. But we don't know. Let's not make these assumptions that Errol Spence is still the A side. Neither one of these dudes have fought each other. Or fought since. That's what I meant to say. Neither one of them have fought since then, so we don't really know the numbers. You know what I'm saying? I think it's crazy to just assume that. However, I do think that Errol Spence is in a better position to get the fight against Sebastian Fundora because, like Leonard Ellerby said, because he's family, man. Yeah, man. Listen, man. I know the business. You know, I know the numbers. I've been here before. You know, corny ass Leonard Ellerby, man. He pretty much, I mean, I don't like what he said, but he pretty much said the truth. That's how the way PBC move. PBC is going to give the PBC fighter an opportunity first before they give it to somebody that's outside of their family. You know what I mean? That's outside of their network. You feel what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It is what it is. He only fights if it's lucrative or beneficial. Who you referring to? Let me see. Hold on. Oh, yeah, you referring to Thurman? Yeah, like Tim Bradley said, one of the realest things Tim Bradley said was, Keith is a mercenary, man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I guess you would agree with Tim Bradley, and Tim Bradley would agree with you. You know what I mean? And one thing I am working on, y'all, I'm going to be bringing Kevin Iole on my channel sometime soon, man. I'm trying to get that in the works. I spoke with him. He agreed. So I got to reach out to him through social media and find a time and a date. You know what I'm saying? He said, as long as I can say his last name or spell his last name correctly, then we good. So shout out to Kevin Iole, man. I'm going to bring him on the channel for sure. That shit going to be fire. You know what I mean? I love talking to people that have been a part of the boxing world for a long time and, you know, have experienced things. I mean, I got some things that I want to ask, and we definitely going to have some good boxing talk. So be on the lookout for that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the boy, Kevin Iole. But, yeah, man. So, yeah, Teach. I seen an interview on Pro Box. It seems like he's pretty much changed his mind. What I want to know is there a rematch clause? Is there a rematch clause? Because the WBO is gonna want because listen, when Terrence Crawford had the rematch clause with Errol Spence, right? The IBF before the fight was even signed. The IBF was like, yo, Boots is next for the winner of Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. There was a rematch clause. So because Terrence Crawford had to abide by the rematch clause, the IBF was like, all right, so we just going to, you want to follow through with the rematch clause? All right, so we're going to take your belt and give it to Boots. Now this situation might be similar because if there was a rematch clause between, it's only verbal. If it's verbal, then the WBO going to strip him. Oh, okay, they verbally agreed. Thank you for the information, Spock and Teach. Appreciate you for keeping me on my toes. So if it's a verbal agreement and it's not contractual, they're gonna strip him. He has to. The WBO is not budging off of a square, man. We need you to fight Terrence Crawford next. You know what I mean? Because according to their rules, if somebody was a WBO champion and is moving into another weight class, if they put the request in, they automatically become the mandatory or the next fight for that person that's currently holding the WBO title in the following weight class. So with that being known, it's like, unless Bud takes some type of step aside money, but you know Bud ain't doing that shit, man. Bud ain't doing that shit, man. So they're going to strip him. How Bud's still a champ at 147 because he hasn't officially fought at 54 yet. He still has 3 of the major titles. And in all honesty, I don't think these sanctioning bodies are too pressed in, you know, ordering him to fight anybody because the 147 is a pretty inactive division right now. Where all the elite guys at 147, what they doing right now? Are they fighting? Who? Does Conor Benn have a fight? Does Jaron Ennis have a fight? Does Cody Crawley have a fight? Does Mario Barrios have a fight? Who has a fight right now? The division is very dormant right now. It's very inactive. So it's like them sanctioning bodies, like, we don't really got to put no pressure on Bud because ain't nobody really got shit shaking at 47 right now. They'd rather have Bud have the belts in this point in time than anybody else or have them vacant. If these belts are vacant, they're not getting paid. Miles Jordan says, Bud only got a couple more good fights. I don't want to see Bud get blackballed because he's too elite. Well, unfortunately, bro, this has happened throughout the course of his career, man. I spoke about it in one of my latest videos that I had dropped, man. Be on the lookout for that. You see what I mean? I said Terrence Crawford versus the politics of boxing. His opponent, his toughest opponent to date. You know what I mean? I posted it 2 days ago. It's been doing some great numbers. You know what I'm saying? And this has been the biggest obstacle of his career. For the most part, he's defeated every opponent that's been in front of him in flying colors, with flying colors. You know what I mean? Pretty much dominated everybody. Never really had a close fight. You know what I mean? Never had a controversial win or anything like that. But the politics of boxing have been getting over on Bud throughout the entire course of his career. Even when he was with Top Rank, you know, people thought that when he left Top Rank and when he would be a free agent, that it'll give him so much more access to bigger fights and shit like that. Obviously, that's not the case at all. You know what I mean? PBC don't really want nothing to do with Bud. They didn't want nothing to do with Bud for the Earl Spence fight. Earl Spence is the fundamental key reason why Terrence Crawford was granted that opportunity. If Earl Spence would have listened to his handlers, Bud would still be stuck with that WBO title trying to make something happen. That's just the reality of the situation. Bud 120, 108 when it comes to the politics. I mean, there's been some situations where he's gotten effed over. You know what I'm saying? Bud is PBC kryptonite. That's a fact. In terms of like the people he don't went up against, he pretty much done stopped everybody that was on PBC. I remember he stopped Delorme. He stopped Sean Porter. He was the first person to do that. And he was the first person to stop and beat Earl Spence. So, yeah, he might very well be. And I think he watched John Molina, too. John Molina was a PBC fighter. I remember that. You know what I'm saying? But there's been times where the politics done got off on Bud. Like when Top Rank and Bob Arum essentially blocked him from that Manny Pacquiao fight. I thought that was an L. I don't think Hank Lundy was ever with PBC. Not that I know of. I know that he was with Jake Prince at one point in time, but I don't think he was ever with PBC as far as I'm concerned. I don't think he was ever with Al Heyman. But there was a point in time where Terrence Crawford was really calling out Pacquiao, wanting to get that fight. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Pacquiao stood quiet for the most part. They was under Top Rank at one point in time. They was under the same promotional banner. You know what I'm saying? And when they asked Bob Arum about making that fight happen, Bob Arum said that he's the one that didn't allow that fight to happen because he worried for the health. He was concerned for the safety of Manny Pacquiao. This is what he said. I could pull up that interview right now. Right now. This is easy access. This is something that you could find with just, you know, one search. You feel what I mean? So Bob Arum is blatantly telling you that he did not grant Terrence Crawford that opportunity. Meanwhile, he get an opportunity to Brandon Rios, Tim Bradley like 3 times, Marquez like 4 times. He granted Chris Algieri the opportunity. So many different fighters, but Terrence Crawford just so happened to not be one of them. You know what I'm saying? So I thought the politics of boxing fucked him over in that instance right there. You know, that's just what I personally believe. I think that with Bob Arum knowing that Terrence Crawford was going to step away from Top Rank, I thought that, you know, Bob Arum getting into his little political bag and going out of his way to shit on Terrence Crawford on his way out was an L as well. You know, there was plenty of people that Bob Arum said on multiple interviews that he's lost a lot of money on Terrence Crawford. And with that money he lost, he could have built a house in Beverly Hills. This essentially, him saying that, pretty much discouraged other people from wanting to do business with Terrence Crawford. They felt like he wasn't worth shit. If they hear Bob Arum say he lost a lot of money, you think they in the business to lose money? Fuck no. So they're not going to want to work with him. I remember, I think Bob Arum did an interview. And he said something about not wanting to sign. Eddie Hearn did an interview. Had said something about not wanting to sign Terrence Crawford because he felt like he couldn't do nothing for him. Why not? because Bob Brown was out here running his mouth, acting like Bud didn't bring nothing to the table. You see what I mean? So that's he's fell victims to politics plenty of times. Bud versus Benavidez. What you talking about? Or Ben? What you mean? What you talking about? Bud versus Ben fighting England. Spock. Conor Ben's not allowed to fight in England right now. He's not. He's still going through that. What's that? The British Boxing Board of Control says that Conor Ben and his team have not went through the proper steps necessary in order to get reinstated into, the athletic commission out there in the UK. So because of that, he's not allowed to fight over there. And that's what's been going on. I just read about I read an article about it not too long ago. And a year ago, Eddie Hearn was dissing Terrence Crawford, saying he was unknown and all types of shit. You see what I mean? This is crazy. So I think Terrence Crawford has taken a couple L's to the politics of boxing. Unfortunately, never lost in the ring, but I think he took a couple L's outside of boxing, outside of the ring, of course. You know what I mean? So I know he wouldn't admit that. He probably just trying to stay optimistic and feel like he can't be faded. But there was plenty of opportunities that he could have gotten that was taken away from him due to the politics of boxing. And this has happened to a lot of fighters. But Terrence Crawford is just lucky that at least he was able to get one legacy defining win on his resume, one big fight, on his resume. One of the biggest fights to be made at one point in boxing was made for Terrence Crawford, so at least he could fall back on that. And he's done some historic shit that, puts him on an all-time great list, depending on who you're talking to. You know what I mean? Marketability is important to the bottom line. So that's a fact. Marketability definitely plays a role in you being a superstar. But what's crazy is I think that Terrence Crawford has everything to I think he has the marketability down packed. This man can appeal to hardcore and casual boxing fans. This dude is skillful as hell. Ralph said this shit on my Instagram group chat, and it was facts. He's extremely skilled. You know what I mean? He'll appeal to the casual boxing fans because he gets you knockouts, and that's all casual boxing fans really give a fuck about. I don't think he's had one fight at welterweight that has went to a decision. You know what I'm saying? He's not a boxing film. That's a fact. He's not a big trash talker, but there's fighters that's marketable that's not big trash talkers. You know what I mean? Is Canelo Alvarez a big trash talker? Not really. He'll only talk shit if you talk shit. Is Gervonta Davis a big trash talker? Maybe if he got beef with the person, he'll say something, but he's not the best talker himself. What it really comes down to is, are you whooping ass? And are you looking good in the process of doing so? Terrence Crawford got the mean streak. You know what I'm saying? And he has the personality whenever he feels like showing it. He's pretty much a reserved guy. But I've seen Bud talk shit to Kell Brook. I've seen him talk shit to Earl Spence. I've seen him talk shit to Hank Lundy. He got it in him. You just got to bring it out of him. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the marketability thing isn't a problem for Terrence Crawford. I think that the problem was him not having the right people behind him at the times that he needed it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Terrence Crawford, it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Because Top Rank and Bob Arum have admitted in the past that they don't know how to promote black fighters, or they don't have the same formula for black fighters like they do with Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and shit like that, Argentinians and things of that nature. I just think that he was at the wrong place, and that happens with a lot of people. But Terrence Crawford doesn't have the saddest stories. We still got people like Demetrius Andrade out here who, pretty much is he's at the tail end of his career. He essentially doesn't have any big wins on his resume. He's a 2-division world champion, but because of the bad business moves he's made, he's only had one big fight. It was against David Benavidez, and he got stopped. But during his prime years, when he could have easily beaten some of the elite guys in his division at 54 and 60, they didn't look in his direction. You know what I'm saying? At least Terrence Crawford's story isn't as bad as Guillermo Rigondeaux's, who will win and get knockouts, and they still blackballed him. They still blackballed him, bro. One of the most skilled fighters that I've ever seen in my life. Guillermo Rigondeaux is one of the most skilled fighters that I've seen, not of this era, not in the last 10 years, but one of the most skilled fighters I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how bad, yo, bro, imagine this, right? Because there was a point in time, I'm going to give y'all a little story if y'all don't know. Let me make sure my audio correct and all that. Let me make sure everything is everything before I get into this. Because I want y'all to hear this clearly. You know what I'm saying? Because this is Guillermo Rigondeaux's story is really sad. Really, really sad. You know what I'm saying? Guillermo Rigondeaux's story. Cool. So, yeah, I seen that he's fighting on bare knuckle. And the fact that Guillermo Rigondeaux is fighting on bare knuckle, that's really fucked up. He shouldn't even resort to bare knuckle. You know what I mean? But that's just how his career went, unfortunately. So Guillermo Rigondeaux was a beast at 122 pounds, right? I remember at one time they was building up Nonito Donaire, HBO was, and they was building him up as like the next coming of Manny Pacquiao, right? Nonito Donaire, sleeping shit. I was a big fan of Nonito Donaire. You see what I'm saying? He was getting crazy knockouts. His left hook had hella steam on it, bro. I used to love watching his fights. You know what I'm saying? I talked to Nonito Donaire on Claymore Reigns channel, and I had brought up, watching Nonito pretty much my whole childhood. You know what I mean? Like, Nonito has been around that long. And I remember when he fought Vic Darchinyan. You know what I mean? I remember when he fought Nicholas Walters, and he put on a hell of a fight with Nicholas Walters and shit like that. You know what I mean? So they was building him up as this next big deal, and then Guillermo Rigondeaux comes out of nowhere and completely destroys Nonito Donaire. You know what I mean? He didn't stop him. You know what I mean? Nothing like that, but just completely outclasses him. Defense was beautiful. Footwork, the angles, the precision, the speed, the power, just the ring intelligence, bro. I never seen, bro. There's very few performances that I've seen somebody fight that clean, bro. He made Nonito Donaire look like an amateur, bro. You know what I'm saying? And there was a point in time where Nonito Donaire dropped Rigondeaux in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Bro, that shit, and Guillermo Rigondeaux was already dominating. He just got caught up. He had like a lapse in focus or whatever. Then went on to dominate that round, bro. One of the best showcases of boxing that I've ever seen, in my opinion. Maybe I'm being biased. I don't know. But I'm telling you guys something good. You know what I mean? Guillermo Rigondeaux is one of the most talented fighters that I've ever seen in my life. And you would think that his stock would go up off of that situation, man. HBO was disgusted with Rigondeaux for how they fucked up his money. They was under the impression that this was, Nonito Donaire's show out fight, that he was going to look impressive. And, Nonito Donaire was also somebody who would rehydrate heavy after weigh-ins. You know what I'm saying? I believe that he'll weigh in 122 and then come in a solid 140. You know what I mean? And Guillermo Rigondeaux walked around at 122 pounds, which is why he was able to get down to 118 and become champion so easily long after that. You know what I'm saying? So Guillermo Rigondeaux, he's champion at 122. And, bro, he's literally the world champion. And nobody in his sanctioning body would want to fight this man. This is facts, bro. Bro, I remember Leo Santa Cruz ducked Guillermo Rigondeaux like nothing I've ever seen before in my life. Now, Leo Santa Cruz, he be ducking. You know what I'm saying? He ducked Gary Russell. Gary Russell tugged on Leo Santa Cruz' daddy chain. Completely disrespected him, and Leo didn't do nothing about it, bro. Just absolute pussy, bro. Just the biggest turkey. One of the biggest turkeys I've ever seen in my life in the sport of boxing. You know what I mean? He ducked him like crazy. I remember there was a point in time where Guillermo Rigondeaux was so avoided as the world champion that they stripped this man. They made him the champion in recess because he was inactive, had Scott Quigg and Carl Frampton fight for his title and guarantee Guillermo Rigondeaux that he will face the winner because he was so inactive. He was so inactive because nobody wanted to fight him in his sanctioning body or nobody in his division, period. They had Scott Quigg and Carl Frampton fight for the belt. I think Carl Frampton beat Scott Quigg, and then he vacates the title and moves up. So he could avoid a Guillermo Rigondeaux, bro. This is not me making shit up. You guys could look this up for yourselves. You see what I mean? So Guillermo Rigondeaux, the only time he happened to get an opportunity is when he had to move up 2 weight classes to fight a prime Vasil Lomachenko at 130 pounds, bro. Crazy size advantage. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly what happened with that situation, man. It just seemed like he was overwhelmed. It just wasn't his fight, man. He was completely out of his element. And his career, faded. His career, he was never able to bounce back from that situation. You know what I'm saying? I believe Guillermo Rigondeaux is in his 40s now. And, I don't see why he would get into bare knuckle. Maybe it's because there's more financial opportunities there than there currently is in boxing. I don't know. I remember I had heard this story like a fucking what's that shit called? Like a pressure cooker or some shit. What the hell that shit's called? Blew up in Guillermo Rigondeaux's face and he had lost his vision and shit like that. So I thought he was done with boxing. But apparently he's come back. He's gotten a knockout and shit like that. And now he's in bare knuckle. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I seen Guillermo Rigondeaux training with David Benavidez and shit like that, which was dope. I would love to meet Guillermo Rigondeaux, man. Seriously. That's the man right there, bro. I really fuck with Guillermo heavy. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate how the way his career panned out. But on June 9th of last year, he had knocked out at 12-0. And before that, he got a first-round knockout against some journeyman. So that's just what's been going on with Guillermo. You know what I mean? That's what's been going on with Guillermo. But that's a sad story. I said all of that to say I'm just happy that Bud career didn't go exactly in that direction. Like, he's faced some bullshit, but, he's made some great money. He's been a part of some good events. He's had some spectacular performances. And he got a little solid resume with some great accolades to go behind it. So, he wasn't like the ultimate victim to politics, but he's faced enough. He's dealt with it enough. You know what I'm saying? So, that's all I really had to say about Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I spoke about Sebastian Fundora and me feeling like that medical excuse is just, some type of bullshit to avoid the Terrence Crawford fight. You know what I mean? And I see why they're trying to avoid him. I think they know stylistically Terrence Crawford got probably too much. He probably got too much in the tuck for Sebastian Fundora to deal with. I don't think that Sebastian Fundora is going to be able to sit outside and just shoot his slow-ass 1-2s. I think that Terrence Crawford going to not be able to deal with that. I think that Terrence Crawford will knock out Sebastian Fundora because although he is tall, he is rangy. And in that last fight, he was able to use his jabs and his straight shots to keep Tim Tszyu on the outside. I do think that Terrence Crawford is very good at making adjustments, and I do think that he's a very precise puncher. And with both of those things being mixed together in a fight with Sebastian Fundora, I see him busting Sebastian Fundora up. You cannot tell me that Terrence Crawford cannot have success with his jab in his left hand from the southpaw position against Sebastian Fundora when he was getting hit with clean right hands against Tim Tszyu at the beginning of that fight. You know what I mean? In all honesty, I think that the result would have been different if Tim Tszyu didn't get cut. That's just what I personally believe. I think that things just went. I think that he lost focus. I think that really threw him off. I think that was a real distraction that really hindered his performance. That's just me. I'm not taking any type of credibility away from Sebastian Fundora win. He got the win. You know what I'm saying? He the unified world champion at 154 right now. You know what I'm saying? But Terrence Crawford is a whole different animal. I do know. I know that he has a reach and height disadvantage against Sebastian Fundora. But what seems to neutralize that, in all honesty, is the pedigree. They on 2 different levels in the skill set department, the experience department. You know what I mean? Terrence Crawford is one of the best finishers in the sport of boxing. He's one of the most accurate punchers in the sport of boxing. I think that he'll destroy Sebastian Fundora. I think he'll break him down to the body and hit him with some shit he don't see up top. I think he'll hit Fundora with enough shots to get him up out of there. I think he'll stop Sebastian Fundora. He said, "Turkey, that Philly slang, yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact." You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna say that this is an easy fight for Terrence Crawford because he fought one tall fighter and had a little bit of obstacles with him. He was essentially able to figure him out and knock him out later down the line. That was Jose Benavidez. So it might take some time for him to figure it out. But I do think that Jose Benavidez, is a little bit more crafty than Sebastian Fundora. I don't really see too much about Sebastian Fundora that's like really dangerous about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the most dangerous thing about Sebastian Fundora is he has great conditioning. You know what I mean? And he's a tough dude. He's tough. He got great conditioning. But in terms of like skill set and stuff like that, man, I don't really see anything that is worrisome to Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion. Yeah, and we seen the body work Terrence Crawford displayed on Jose Benavidez. Man, he had some nasty body work. I seen him almost fold Earl Spence with one of them body shots. It's the precision and the power behind it because Terrence Crawford definitely got popped. You know what I mean? Teach said Bud's never been smothered. Well, Earl Spence attempted to do that. He ran into some shit in the process of doing so. He said he was going to break Terrence Crawford. He was walking to him, trying to, make it a rough, tough fight. But, he was running into shit in the process of doing so. He wasn't able to dish out. He wasn't able to take that punishment. I don't think Sebastian Fundora would neither. I seen this man get broken up and, almost beat into submission by Erickson Lubin. And y'all mean to tell me that Terrence Crawford not capable of doing that? Come on, man. I understand styles make fights, but I'm saying if Erickson Lubin is capable of putting the beats on Sebastian Fundora, Terrence Crawford is very capable as well. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Fundora is a sitting duck. That man's defense is trash. You know what I mean? His feet are slow. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. And like Soak said, Bud is strong as fuck. That's a fact. Physically, he is very strong. I never seen nobody out-muscle Bud in the ring. Nobody. He's been in there with some strong dudes. Sean Porter. I seen him have Porter in the clinch and just completely turn him effortlessly. I was like, yo, this dude's strong as fuck. And then when I seen him push Earl, and Earl like fell back against the ropes all dramatically, I'm like, bro, this dude is like very strong. Because Earl, I've heard Danny Garcia say that it wasn't really Earl's punching power, but how physically strong he was. And Danny Garcia is a strong dude himself. I know that just from people that I've spoken to. You know what I'm saying? So if he's saying Earl's strong and Terrence Crawford just pushing around Earl, it gives you a good idea of how strong that kid is. You know what I mean? And he comes from a wrestling background. And from what I heard, he was a pretty good wrestler. So, it takes a good portion of being a great wrestler is having that physical strength. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Bud is physically strong as hell. And, you can see that last weigh-in that Terrence Crawford had against Earl Spence. He looked chopped up, but you could tell that a lot of water was taken out of his system. So I think that at 154, that additional 7 pounds, he's gonna be feeling real good, real good. So I think that I think they see what I see. I think that Sebastian Fundora's team sees what I see, and that's why they're not really pressed and really making that fight happen right now. Keep it 1,000. You know what I mean? So they doing everything they can. They doing everything they can to get out of Terrence Crawford's way. They see Terrence Crawford walking down the block. They try and walk to the other side of the block. You know what I mean? That's just what it's looking like at this point in time. But shout out to the 25 people that's in the building right now, man. Y'all guys been really doing y'all thing in the group chat, man. Shout out to everybody that's been contributing to the channel today. You know what I'm saying? Anonymous, he was definitely bullying Jeff Horn, bro. He did Jeff Horn dirty. And Jeff Horn, he was a strong dude too, because how the way he was bullying Manny Pacquiao. and how tough and resilient he was against Manny Pacquiao. And Bud just made him look like he didn't belong in there at all. And Jeff Horn was the champion. You know what I'm saying? So Terrence Crawford is a special fighter, man. You know what I mean? And they understand into that. And, you know, I think that Sebastian Fundora's team want him to hold on to that belt, to them belts as long as he can, so, you know, they can make a couple of dollars. They don't want to cash out with him right away. They don't want him to be one and done with them belts. So I see what it is, man. It's just them trying to look in the best direction for their fighter. And Bud's not the right direction at this point in time for them. You know, but I'm going to still call him a duck because as far as I'm concerned, the WBO got him next up. You know what I'm saying? So do what the fuck you need to do. When you got a world title, you have obligations. And that's somebody that you're gonna have to see. Either you're gonna have to see him or you're gonna have to get them belts up. Like my boy, my old head Bozy Ennis say, either shit or get off the pot, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. I mean, that's definitely it. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Sebastian Fundora gave up that belt though, and Terrence Crawford ended up rumbling Josh Kelly. I wouldn't be surprised at all. You know what I mean? And that's a fight that honestly should. I mean, if Terrence Crawford, you know, he looking for a bag. He telling you he looking for a bag, right? But at the same time, it's like, bro, if they strip him and they make that WBO title vacant at 54 and he fight Josh Kelly, then there's no way to justify that he shouldn't fight Jaron Ennis, dog. Because you saying that Jaron Ennis don't bring nothing to the table, that's something that you and your team is saying. Bomac told me on my channel, Boots don't bring nothing to the table, right? So how would y'all justify Josh Kelly bringing something to the table? Because Jaron Ennis is a way more popular fight. And he actually has the world title that you was carrying at one point in time. Josh Kelly don't. He's never been world champion. He don't have not one notable win on his resume. So it's gonna be hard to avoid that criticism if he does fight Josh Kelly for the vacant title. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my whole take on the situation, man. So yeah, man, I would take fight Boots at 47. Yeah, that's a fact. So yeah, at that point, you might not have no other direction to go than to go towards Jaron Ennis, because nobody else ain't bringing shit to the table. Jaron Ennis don't bring shit to the table. What the fuck Josh Kelly bring to the table? You know, Sebastian Fundora, Tim Tszyu, they seem like they got some type of verbal agreement. They not looking in your direction, bro. You know what I'm saying? They not looking in your direction. And that's just what it is. Do you think Silk's Bando, shout out to my boy, he said, do you think if the only way the fight happens if Boots moves up to fight for the vacant belt? I'm assuming you meant to say the vacant title. I don't know. Man. I don't know. I can't really make that assumption right now. If I'm Boots, I'm really considering moving up to 154. I ain't gonna lie to you, because could you sit there and become undisputed at 47? Sure. But we don't know how long that process is gonna take. We don't know if these guys that end up getting the other belts are going to be willing to fight you. It's a lot. It's a lot that goes on with that division, man. If I'm Jaron Ennis, bro, you know, I already got the IBF world title. That's written in the history books. You know what I mean? I'm officially a world champion. So now it's up. And I see it. And I see so many opportunities at 154, man. I'm looking to ink a deal with PBC, in all honesty, and really get shit popping at 154. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. Him moving up to 54 doesn't guarantee that he's going to be fighting them top guys at 54. PBC has all the top 54 guys. You know what I mean? They just have that division on lock. So let's say Jaron Ennis, you know, he splits. He gets that court shit out of the way with his current promoter that passed away, RIP to Cameron Duncan. And, you know, he ends up signing a deal with PBC or whatever, with TGB, whoever that may be. You know, PBC is definitely going to put him in position to get some good fights, because they're actually going to be benefiting off of him. You know what I mean? Because at this point in time, Jaron Ennis isn't a PBC fighter. So when he fights on PBC, essentially he's the only one that's benefiting. You know what I mean? Because they don't got no ties to him. You know, he only has ties to Steven Espinoza, as far as I understand. So, Yeah, Lorenzo, that's a fact. That's why PBC not trying to let Bud get a chance for 2 belts. You know, I guarantee you if Bud's to sign with PBC that um, they'll be happy to cash out some of their guys for him. But because he's a independent fighter, he's a free agent, you know, they're not about to just give these guys opportunities and just benefit from them and just walk away from the table. You know what I mean? That's just how the way these promoters be moving nowadays. They're not gonna give you a crack at their fighters unless you are one of their fighters. That's how a lot of these people move. Before Devin Haney got that shot at Undisputed against George Kambosos, Top Rank made his ass sit his ass down and signed a 3-fight deal with them. Facts. You think that Devin Haney would have gotten that deal if he didn't sign with Top Rank for them 3 fights? Absolutely not. At least I don't think so. They could have easily ignored him because, you know, Devin Haney had the WBC title. He wasn't ranked in any of them sanctioning bodies that George Kambosos had belts in. You know, the WBA, the IBF, the WBO, he wasn't ranked in any of them because he was the WBC champion. So once you're a champion, you're not ranked in any other sanctioning body, which I do think they need to change. I think that champions should be ranked in other world sanctioning bodies. Like if I'm IBF world champion and you know I'm out here dominating, I'm doing my shit. I should be the mandatory in the WBA rankings. I should be the mandatory in the WBC rankings. I should be whatever sanctioning body. They need to prioritize unification fights over mandatories. If the unification fight is not available at that point in time, then that's when the mandatory kicks in. Unification fights should trump mandatories all day. The whole goal of these sanctioning bodies is to all come together for one fighter. That's just what I personally believe. You know what I mean? So Jerry Tasker said that's how boxing works and it has always been that way, not just today. I guess. I don't know that though. I don't know that because I've seen Canelo Alvarez do deals with multiple networks and I signed no crazy deals with them. Like most recently, he signed with PBC, but prior to that, you know, he was going around and he was fighting here, he was fighting there. Mikey Garcia was a free agent. He was fighting over at the Zone and he was fighting over at PBC, like back to back. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think some people have that type of leverage. Some other people don't. You know? So, I don't know. Some people are able to get away with it, but most people aren't. That's what I'm assuming. Silks Bando said boxing needs some of that Dana White effect. That's a fact. I wish boxing was that simple. Dana White tried to come over to boxing and you know, try to put his foot in, and then he realized how fucked up boxing was, and he was like, I'm cool. he said it himself. He was like, nah, man. He seen how the industry really was. He was trying to take over like how he did the UFC. But what people don't understand is boxing is a sport, right? UFC is a company that showcases a sport, right? So the UFC has done so well with being on top of the MMA world that they when people talk about MMA, they call it UFC. It's like I've heard people say, "Oh, I do UFC." It's like, what? That's like saying I play NFL. Like, what the fuck? You mean football? Like, you mean you play football, nigga? Like, what are you talking about? Like, I've heard people say, "Yeah, I fight UFC." Like, nigga, what? That's how well UFC. That's how much they've been dominating the mixed martial arts scene. You know what I'm saying? So Dana White was probably under the assumption that he could do that same thing. He could come into boxing. You know what I mean? Take over, grab all these fighters. Yeah, I do WBC, like shit like that. Nah, bro. I've heard people tell me that. Yeah, bro, I used to do UFC. Like, nigga, what? How? How the fuck you do that? What you signed with Dana, nigga? What is you talking about? Too many people eating off the plate. That's a fact. Too many hands in the pot. Dana White he used to having all the money. You know what I'm saying? Have all the money in that he break that shit down however he want to. In boxing, I think that he's seen how many powerful people there are in boxing and pretty much got overwhelmed with that shit. So he's like, man, I'm out. Because he used to be in just the uno. He used to be in the one. where everybody got to come up to him and ask for permission to do certain shit. In boxing, it's like everybody doing their own shit. You know what I mean? You got PBC over here, you got Golden Boy over here, you got Top Rank over here, you got them YouTube niggas fighting over here, bro. It's a lot. It's a lot of competition, and you know Dana White isn't used to competition, so I think he saw that. He's like, man, I ain't dealing with this shit, bro. I'm gonna go back to what the fuck I do, and that's it. Yeah, Dana. And what's crazy is Dana used to be working with Floyd and them. When Floyd said, yo, Dana used to carry my bags, that was a fact. He used to be around Jeff Mayweather and all of them before he even took that chance and became the CEO of the UFC or whatever the hell you want to call him. He used to be around them boxing niggas. Shout out to my boy G-Bo in the building, man. What's up? Nah, we just chopping it up, my brother. You already know how we do. Dana said fuck boxing and created that slapping league, which is one of the most bullshit things that's going on like in the world right now, bro. Like I'm definitely not a fan of that slapping league. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. These dudes are blatantly taking punishment without defending themselves, bro. That shit gonna have some, like later down the line, that shit gonna have a lot of effect on them dudes. Bro. Them dudes gonna have some serious issues. CTE gonna be in full effect in that slapping league, man. These is literally sitting there, absorbing punishment. Crazy. I don't even like to watch it. I watch like little clips, like if they smacking and the dude go to sleep. All right, cool, but yeah, man. So let's get into y'all boy, Gervonta Davis, man. According to Michael Benson, it seems like Gervonta Davis has came out with some details in regards to his fight with Frank Martin, which I'm really looking forward to. In all honesty, man, I think that to this point in Tank's career, I do think that this is his toughest challenge. You know what I mean? I do think that Frank Martin is going to bring a different style to the table that, you know, Gervonta Davis hasn't really seen before. Gervonta Davis has fought some good guys. He's fought Barrios. He's fought Leo. He's fought Rolly. He's fought Isaac Cruz, who came back and what Isaac Cruz just did this weekend to become a world champion, that just made Tank look better. You know what I mean? So he got some good wins on his resume that have aged really well in time. You know what I'm saying? Like since Gervonta Davis has beat Barrios, Barrios has went up into a division and had one of the biggest wins of his career against Yordanis Ugas. You know what I mean? Since Isaac Cruz has lost to Tank, he's moved up in weight and become world champion. Since Rolly has lost to Tank, he moved up in weight and became world champion. So a lot of the wins that Gervonta Davis has had to this point in time has aged well. Even the Jose Pedraza one, I think that Jose Pedraza had became champion after losing to Gervonta Davis as well. He beat Ray Beltran and became champion. You feel me? So a lot of the wins that Gervonta Davis has taken has aged well in time. And I do think that Frank Martin is going to be his toughest opponent to date stylistically. You know what I'm saying? So Michael Benson puts up a tweet. I would like to bring him on the channel as well because I do get a lot of information from him. He says, Gervonta Davis has indicated that his next fight versus Frank Martin is now being planned for June 22nd at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. Tank's WBA lightweight world title will be on the line. So this is according to Michael Benson. A lot of things that he does put out is pretty solid information. You know what I mean? He said Gervonta Davis has indicated this, so he's not getting this from a source. He's getting it straight from the fighter. So June 22nd, the end of June, at the Toyota Center in Houston, man, it seems like it's really going down. Frank Martin isn't going to have to travel that far for this fight. It's pretty much going to be close to a hometown fight for him because as far as I'm concerned, he trains in DeSoto with Derrick James. And I don't believe Dallas and Houston are that far from each other. Let's just check. Dallas to Houston drive. So this is like 3.5 hours. That's a lot further than I thought. But 3.5 hours, okay. It's not that bad. I mean, that's not as far as where Gervonta Davis is going to come from to fight in Houston. So this is a closer home fight for Frank Martin. So it's a dope opportunity, man. I like the fight in all honesty. I do think that Frank Martin could have some moments in this fight with Gervonta Davis, but based off of some of the film that I've watched from Frank Martin, I do see some holes that Gervonta Davis can exploit. One thing I did notice when he fought Harutunyan, um, he has a good high guard, you know what I'm saying? But he leaves a lot of opportunities for straight shots to the body to land. And with Gervonta Davis being a precise, powerful puncher, an accurate puncher, as I would say, I think that he could really do some damage downstairs on Frank Martin. In all honesty, man, um, I do think that Frank Martin, man, but then again, Frank Martin, he's pretty responsible with his defense. You know what I mean? This is gonna be good, man. I gotta see the game plan. I gotta see the game plan. I see that Frank Martin training his ass off, though. I think he understands that it's crunch time. This is his ultimate opportunity, and he's been preparing early for this situation. So you already know he locked in, he focused, and I just can't wait, bro, because I see ways that both of these guys can have success. I'm definitely gonna have to watch some more footage. I'm gonna watch more on Frank Martin. You know what I mean? Because I watched a lot of fights from Frank Martin, but I got more to just Tank style than Frank Martin. So I'm gonna watch Frank Martin a little more, see what he do good. He got some good pull counters. He sets traps real well. But Gervonta Davis isn't really the type to overcommit on the punch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna really take a look. You know what I mean? I rarely ever see Gervonta like fall out of position. Oh, he always seems to be in position when he's boxing. So I don't know if there's gonna be many opportunities for Frank Martin to like land or come off successful with his pull counter. You know what I mean? So we're just gonna have to see. And Frank Martin has some power as well. So we'll see how Gervonta Davis approaches it. Is he gonna stand in front of him? Is he gonna take him for walks around the ring like he did Rolly Romero and Isaac Cruz? What approach is he gonna do? Because to this point, Gervonta Davis has proved that he's well-rounded. He's a well-rounded fighter, man. At one point in time, I was like, yo, man, I wonder if Gervonta Davis could do this. Then when he fought Isaac Cruz, he showed me he could do that. He showed me that he could use his mobility. He shows that he could turn a fighter. You know, he could outbox somebody when there's some adversity met in his fight. You know what I mean? He had one hand and boxed a masterpiece against Isaac Cruz. That's one of his best performances. You know what I'm saying? Lorenzo says probably the Isaac Cruz route. Maybe. Yeah, it seems like as Gervonta Davis has leveled up in opponents, he takes the time to like really analyze fighters now. Because before, like when I seen him fight at the Barclays, when he fought Jesus Cuellar, he just went and got it. He just beat the dog shit out of him and got him up out of there. But Jesus Cuellar, no disrespect to him, I believe he was a former world champion and all, but he wasn't no high caliber fighter. But now that he's like headlining these cards and, you know, he's in these like big popular type fights, you can tell that he's really taking his time, studying fighters, picking up on their tendencies. And, you know, once he notices something, he sees an opening, he makes you pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Anonymous says he can be outboxed. We've seen Tank lose lots of rounds throughout his career. Yeah, I mean, if we want to go back to the Barrios fight, yeah. And, you know, Tank had to go to his corner and be like, yo, you down right now. You got to make something happen, blah, blah, blah. We've seen Gervonta Davis have slow starts and lose a lot of rounds as a result. I mean, you could bring up the Leo Santa Cruz fight as well. I don't think that's something that he could afford to do against Frank Martin, though. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's going to be catching Frank Martin slipping a lot throughout the course of this fight. You don't really see Frank Martin get cracked with big shots or, you know, get reckless or anything like that. Frank Martin is a pretty calculated dude, so this is a really good stylistic matchup, man. This is a good stylistic matchup. I do think that Tank's experience is going to play its role in this fight, and I think that's why he's going to come out successful in this bout, but we can't sleep on Frank Martin, bro. Yo, I mean, boxing film, we know Gervonta Davis, he's one of the biggest punchers pound for pound in boxing. He's one of the best finishers as well. But Frank Martin has some respectable power, and he's a solid finisher too. And one thing that's dangerous about Frank Martin is he gets stronger as the rounds go on. You know what I'm saying? He don't really fatigue. Like I see this man performing at a high level from the first round all the way to the last round. So that's something that you really gotta take into consideration. You gotta do your homework on it and just be real respectful of. You gotta be aware of. That could be dangerous. You know what I mean? Not everybody is capable of holding the same energy from the first to the 12th round. It takes a certain level of discipline and work ethic and conditioning to be able to do so. You know what I mean? Not everybody is capable. There's some people that's 4 to 6 round fighters. There's people that may be 8 round fighters and then coast the last 4. Like Frank Martin, he's shown that he got a gas tank on him. Silks Bando said, for some reason, I feel Frank Martin may shock the world. Well, if that's the case, man, then I think that Devin Haney opportunity is just going to fall out the window, man, which is why I'm not really a big fan of letting fights marinate too much. You know what I'm saying? Because it'd be unfortunate if he come up short and then, Frank Martin end up being the one that get the opportunity against Devin Haney. You know what I mean? That'd be a fucked up situation. Dumbass cat be waiting for me to turn on the fountain so he could drink from it. But yeah, man. You said Zeb and Floyd all over again? I think Zeb was one of them dudes that was like a 4 to 6 round fighter though. Like he'll cook you for them 4 rounds and he'll just fall apart towards the end. I don't know if it was a lack of focus or being in shape. I don't know what it was, but Frank Martin's the opposite from what I've observed. You know what I'm saying? I wanted Cora and Martin to fight. I mean, we all did. But I think that Frank Martin honestly pulled himself out of them negotiations because, that Gervonta Davis fight was presented to him. I think that Gervonta Davis stole that fight from Shakur Stevenson. That's what I think. He said, my cat be drinking from the toilet. No, I don't play that shit. I'll be fucking this little nigga up, bro. I'll be treating him like he my son. Like, when I raise my hand, he be flinching and shit. Not to play with me. I got him. Yeah. That's my boy, though. Look. He drinking from the water fountain. Look. Look. That's my boy. That's my boy Simba. That's my first son. You know what I'm saying? He was my son before my son was born. Took him in when he was 2 months. Now he a big little fat motherfucker. I think that Gervonta Davis stole that Frank Martin fight from Shakur. When Tank and his team or whoever, Leonard Ellaby, Al Heyman, somebody over at the PBC side saw that Frank Martin was about to fight Shakur. I think that they just swooped down and was like, yo, we give you more money. We got a bigger opportunity in front of you, man. You can get this Tank fight. You want that Tank fight? He was like, oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Which is why he probably came up to Shakur and was like, yo, man, like, let me get a couple more dollars. Shakur was talking about, man, I'm giving you more money than you ever made in your whole career. Like, what you talking about? But the problem is, I bet that bag that was attached to Gervonta Davis was significantly more. So I just think that he made the right business move. I told you guys when that shit first happened, I'm like, bro, I can't see Frank Martin just pulling out for no reason when he agreed to it the day before. I think that he agreed to the John. He got a phone call that changed his mind and then was like, all right, I'm going to walk away from this situation because he's not going to take on Shakur, may possibly lose because then Gervonta Davis may not pursue that fight or give him that opportunity no more. So he had to make a business decision. Am I going to fight Shakur for this much bread in the world title, or am I going to fight Gervonta Davis for more bread, a bigger stage, and a world title? You know what I mean? Like if you had the opportunity, if you a boxer and you in the game to make some money and make some big fights happen, are you going to take Shakur at this point in time, or are you going to take Gervonta Davis? I think we all know the answer. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be dumb to choose Shakur Stevenson over Gervonta Davis when they pretty much giving you the same shit, but Tank giving you a bigger bag. You know what I'm saying? You seen Tank in the ice pool? No, I didn't. Soak says Top Rank provides good visibility, but they don't pay top dollar. That's a fact, and that's why typically a lot of the dudes that become superstars with Top Rank end up leaving because they feel like they deserve this certain type of bag, and the Top Rank tries to put a ceiling on their bread. You know what I mean? I think Terrence Carver was only I think that like his max was like 2 million, which is absolutely absurd. You know what I mean? They marginalized that man, and then as soon as he gets out of Top Rank, he makes a purse that supersedes that by like 10 times against Earl Spence. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they good at keeping you active. You know what I mean? They good at getting your name out there and building you up, but in terms of keeping you, they've never been good at that. You know. That's what I've noticed. Yeah, Tank gave Frank a little more. Yeah, for sure. For sure. He said Frank finally got his little no Diddy. Yeah, definitely no Diddy. Heavy on the no Diddy for sure. But yeah, Tank, yeah, Bob still think this the 80s. Yeah. Fighters are a lot smarter nowadays. They got a bigger, they got more of a sense of what they're worth. You know what I mean? So I guess you could blame Floyd for that. You know what I mean? Floyd got to talking about smart investments and shit, and all these all these fighters start following him. You know what I mean? Silks Bando says, no lie, Eddie Hearn got a decent roster. Yeah, bro. I'm gonna give Eddie Hearn some props, man. I seen that man build from the very beginning. And I remember at one point in time, he just had UK guys. He had Anthony Joshua, but that's all he really fucking needed because from that with him, doing some spectacular numbers over at the UK with Anthony Joshua, he was able to get that DAZN deal. From that DAZN deal, he was able to transition onto the US. And a lot of people doubted Eddie Hearn when he was like getting shit started in the US. I think that Eddie Hearn made his mistakes. He understood that the US has a different type of market. He studied the market. He understood the market. He knew what it took to, become like a big player in the U.S. market. He paid attention to the fighters, see what they needed, see who was doing well, who wasn't, what they were getting paid, and he made some big moves, man. He was able, and I think that what helped Eddie Hearn a lot was that he didn't get greedy. He didn't try to sign every guy that was available. You know what I mean? He also collabed with guys like, he didn't necessarily sign Canelo Alvarez to a deal, but he collabed with him a lot. Especially when Canelo Alvarez, got up out of that Golden Boy deal. Mikey Garcia, the same thing. He didn't try to lock Mikey Garcia down into a deal. He actually gave him a lot of leverage to do whatever the hell he wanted, but they collabed together. So Eddie Hearn didn't really get greedy, man. It's like he was pretty flexible with doing business with certain people. And once these other promoters started making mistakes, he started taking advantage. Like when Mayweather Promotions was messing up with Richardson Hitchens, he's seeing an opportunity to get Richardson Hitchens. So he got him. I think a real important signing with him was Raymond Ford. Raymond Ford was a diamond in the rough. Look, he just became world champion. He's made some good signings, man. He collabs with Devin Haney. He collabs with Canelo Alvarez. He's progressed a lot. He's evolved a lot, and I think he's like one of very few like UK promoters that's came to the US and been able to hold his own and has been a part of some big fights. Man, Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, that was a big fight. Yeah, he got Subriel Matias. He just locked him down into a deal. Regis Prograde, that's a solid name. He pretty much he got a good amount of 140s, bro. Leon Paro, Montana Love, like he has some names, bro. He definitely has some names, and he got a diamond in the rough in Diego Pacheco. I don't care what nobody say. Diego Pacheco, a monster. You know what I'm saying? And he does have does he have Bam? I think Bam is with Tekken Promotions, and he's also with Eddie Hearn. I think that they got like a co-promotion deal with him. But Bam is a monster. He got Michelle Rivera too? Hold up. The last fight I seen from Michelle Rivera was when he outboxed Sergey Limpinus. I think that was PBC though, but I did hear that Michelle Rivera left PBC. So let's check this out. Let's see. Nah, he signed with Salida Promotions. He trained with Dimitri Salida. This was on March 21st, so this was a couple weeks ago. He's with Salida. He's not with Eddie Hearn. I figured that. I think I would have heard about that. You think Matias versus Prograis will happen at some point? Possibly. Definitely. I mean, yeah. I mean, if they don't do that Devin Haney unification fight right away and they just want to keep Matias like profile building, him versus Regis Prograis will be a hell of a fight, a hell of a stylistic matchup. I would love to see that. I think that he'll break Regis up, but Regis Prograis is definitely game. He's strong as fuck. You know what I mean? And Regis isn't going to have to look for dude. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to have to really put his footwork on display or attempt to cut off a ring. Matias is going to be right there. You know what I mean? So that'll be a hell of a fight. That'll be a hell of a fight. But we really got to take into consideration, too, that Regis don't got much time to waste. He's in his late 30s. So, you know, he might have no choice but to take the Matias fight. I don't think he got much time to be waiting around. Southwest Dice says, I want Regis versus, I'm assuming you meant to say Hitchens. The problem with Hitchens, bro, is that, and Devin Haney said this shit in his latest media scrum. He had like a media interview where it was all just like talking to him. And he said this same exact shit that I said a couple days ago. I'm starting to question whether Devin Haney's checking in on Mazuma TV or not. I know his pop stopped by and all that, but he said something word for word that I said, bro. And I'm like, yo, is this us just having the same opinion, or are you checking out Mazuma TV? If you checking out Mazuma TV, let me know, my brother, because you pretty much said the same shit I said word for word. And what I was saying was the problem that I have with Richardson Hitchens is he's speaking about like I had a problem with that interview he did with Wyatt's son, bro. Shout out to Jamil. That was a great interview. He was saying how, like, you know, he's not really looking forward to taking on Subriel Matias for the IBF because he doesn't really like the rehydration rule with the IBF, and he doesn't feel like himself. He feels weak. When the last time he tried to compete for the IBF and shit like that. So he's blatantly like turning down the opportunity. And you know, like as if like he's accomplished anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, and I literally said this. I'm like, yo, Richardson Hitchens, like you're a nobody, bro. Like you speaking as if like you accomplished or you a world champion or something like that. You blatantly telling the people, you telling your own fans that you willing to turn down a world title opportunity because you don't want to make the sacrifice of, you know, holding your fucking weight down. You know what I'm saying? So it sounds like you don't believe in your chances against Subriel Matias. That's what it's coming off like to me. And Devin Haney said the same shit, like, yo, bro, you're a nobody. Like, who are you to like turn down like a world title opportunity as if you're somebody? Now, if you a decorated dude, you know what I mean, and you got a world title, or you a multi-division world champion, or you know, you really solidify your spot, earned your stripes, maybe you could get away with saying some shit like that. But bro, you new on the scene. You know what I mean? You was acting like you was so about it, calling out Regis and all these other guys at 140. But you know, when Subriel steps into your promotional company, to your promotional stable, he's having a world title. All of a sudden, you seem like you're not interested. That's weird to me. Richardson Hitchens is not a prospect no more. As far as I'm concerned, he's ranked in sanctioning bodies. He's on the realm of fighting for a world title or being a mandatory at 140 pounds. That man is not a prospect anymore. You know, when I think about prospects, I think of dudes like Abdullah Mason, Bruce Carrington, you know, Kermel Moulton. That's who I look at as guys like prospects. You know, they getting their name out there. They trying to get some recognition. Hitchens been on the scene for a little while now. That boy is a contender. Like, if we look at Richardson Hitchens right now and what his rank is on BoxRec, let's check him out right now. Because according to BoxRec, I don't really fuck with they like rankings. In all honesty, I think it's bullshit. But let's check it out. According to BoxRec, Richardson Hitchens is ranked in the top 10 in the world. He's ranked number 9 in the world, and he's ranked number 6 in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? That don't sound like a prospect to me. You know what I'm saying? And he's fighting for all different versions of like titles and shit like that. Like the Jose Cepeda fight had the IBF North American title, WBC silver, and the WBO NABO super lightweight champion. So as far as I'm concerned, this motherfucker is ranked in the IBF, WBC, and the WBO. Sound like a contender to me. That's just me though. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely he's not a prospect. Like I said, when I look at prospects, I'm thinking about Kermel, Abdullah Mason, Bruce Carrington, like guys like that. That's like building their name. If you want to throw Richard Torres in there, I mean, that's a prospect. Xander was a prospect not too long ago, but now like he's ranked in the WBO. He's about to get in some title eliminators. He's a contender. So Shushu, I feel, and maybe Hutchinson, you keep saying Hutchinson. It's Hitchens, right? That's what I'm assuming you're saying. Are true fighters. I mean, when they in the early stages of their career right now, man, I hold judgment because you don't know how they're gonna switch up. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at Tiger Johnson, yeah, Tiger Johnson is a prospect. That's another good one. But you know what I mean? I hold judgment when they on the early part in their careers because we don't really know them yet. You know, I held Keith Thurman to like a high standard at one point in time. You know, as soon as he got the world titles, he started acting like a diva. You know what I'm saying? Nigga said Regis is a bum. Cambosis is a lick. Devin overrated. He said he was He said Keyshawn. Yeah. He talking crazy about all these dudes, but you know, he not doing anything like them dudes is doing. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's something that I definitely noticed. We got 35 people in the building, man. Hit the like button. There's 3 people in here that did not hit the like button, man. Hit the like button, man. Let's get this going, man. We over here talking boxing. We chopping it up with the people. Let's get it popping. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, man, for real. It's just, I don't know, bro. I just didn't like, I didn't like where where Hitchens was coming from. And I'm under the assumption that if he becomes a world champion or whatever, he's going to be moving the same exact way. Like feeling like he don't have to fight for this world title. Like you bitching about a rehydration process, bro. Like we seen everybody fight for the IBF. We've seen, if we go all the way back, my favorite fighter of all time got the IBF world title, Tito Trinidad. Devin Haney, who clearly had rehydration issues at lightweight, fought for the IBF. Earl Spence, who blows up in weight dramatically, fought for the IBF. If they're all capable of doing this and performing at a high level, why the fuck can't you? I don't think it's a rehydration problem. I think that it's a Subriel Matias problem. That's what I think. Because stylistically, man, I think Subriel Matias will break Hitchens the fuck up, bro. You don't have the power to keep Subriel off you. You know what I'm saying? You box real well when it comes to guys like Jose Cepeda, but Jose Cepeda is no Subriel. He don't punch like Subriel. He don't apply the same pressure. You know, it's different. He'll stop Hitchens, bro. Subriel will really stop Hitchens, and I think that Hitchens understands that that's a fight that he don't really want to take right now. He looking at different avenues. Matias versus Hitchens and Barclays Center. I'm over there. On my life, I'm over there, bro. All my life, I'm over there. And what's going to happen is I'm going to get in touch with my pop. My pop know Matias people, and we're going to interview that man. Telling y'all, right hand on my son, right hand to God. Right hand to God. We don't know if Hitchens will have that dog. Bro, I'm going to tell you something, man. And like I said, I know a lot of people that came up in the amateurs with Richardson Hitchens, bro. You know what I mean? I understand he's stamped with certain fighters. You know, he's respected by a lot of people. And I respect his skill set as well. But I'm going to tell you this. I know people that have competed against Hitchens in the amateurs. I know people that have sparred Hitchens in the amateurs. I know people that cooked Richardson Hitchens in the amateurs. And these were all on separate occasions, bro. They said that boy heart pumped Kool-Aid, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I heard the same thing from multiple people, and this was not in the same conversation. These were all different conversations. Just talking to them about boxing and what's going on. I'm like, yo, what you think about Hitchens, man? And they all would say the same thing. And I'm like, bro, why you say that? Because he never showed in no fights that he was turkey to me, a pussy to me. But like they will all say like he turkey, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like I'm not playing. Now, I mean, could something have changed since he's gotten older? Yeah. I also remember, and for some reason I can't find the video no more. Oh yeah, Boost. Yeah, I'm not even talking about Boost, but I know Boost spanked Hitchens in the amateur. That's a fact. Yeah, Boost cooked him. Yeah, Hitchens not on Boost level, bro. I think the only person that beat Boost in the amateurs was Gary Antoine Russell, and those was disputed for real. Because the one fight I watched, I thought Boots outboxed him. I thought he beat him, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? But I did. That's what I heard. They said Hitchens chew gum with his mouth open. He be blowing bubbles and all. You be hearing that little pop noise and shit. Yeah, he be doing that type shit. He different. Hitchens been dropped in the pros? I didn't even know that. But regardless, yeah, I remember when I seen that video, but I also seen a sparring session of Hitchens getting his ass whipped by Rolly. Did y'all ever see that? Because I can't find that video no more. That shit done disappeared from the face of the earth. I remember when Rolly had a sparring session with Hitchens, and he was whooping Hitchens' ass like bad, bro. And Hitchens was talking. He was making all types of excuses, bro. But somehow I cannot find that sparring session no more. This was when Rolly was cooking everybody in sparring sessions, bro. Yo, it disappeared, right? Where is that film, bro? Where is that film? I gotta find it, bro. Yo, whoever finds that sparring session, bro, send it to my DM, bro. Mark.Mazuma, MARK.MAZUMA, bro. Please send me that because I was on the lookout for that like a couple weeks ago. And I'm looking everywhere. I'm scrolling. I can't find shit. I'm like, damn, where the fuck? I started questioning. I'm like, bro, was it Hitchens that Rolly spar? I'm starting to think like, yo, maybe my memory fucked up. Yeah, bro. I think Hitchens got them jaws taken down, bro. Like, who else would do that? It got to be Eddie Hearn, somebody that's behind Hitchens or Hitchens. Oh, okay, it's on Twitter. All right, but yeah, you can't escape Twitter. You can't get that taken down on Twitter. They be having everything on Twitter, so yeah, they ain't gonna take that down. You know what I'm saying? But yo, Hitchens was getting his ass whooped, bro. Like bad. Like bad. That's when Rolly was out here wilding, bro. Rolly don't got that same confidence no more. Tank done took all that out of him. As soon as he got his first loss, he started questioning his ability to take a shot. And he started getting a little punchy. He started getting a little that chin started to evaporate a little bit. But yeah, man, I remember that. And Hitchens looked like he ain't even want to be in there. So I'm like, bro, I don't know, man. Maybe these things that these people saying saying to me in Philly, in the Philly boxing scene, it might be true about Hitchens. He might have some turkey in him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, bro. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember that. You said Hitchens got no badges. That's crazy. No, seriously though. Like I remember, and then like Hitchens was making all these excuses, like, yo, I think he said like he had just got off the plane or he wasn't really training. He was saying some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, don't act like we forgot about that. He be talking too tough. Yo, you know what's crazy though? And David Benavidez said this. He's like the dudes that be talking crazy. The dudes that be talking like the toughest, like amongst the boxers, be the ones who be fighting scary as shit in the ring. And I was like, he was saying that shit about Caleb Plant. He was like, yo, Caleb Plant be talking all this gangster shit, but don't ever fight gangster. And I was like, yo, that's funny as shit because Caleb Plant be in there, he'd be smooth, slick, you know what I mean? Just like peppering you and shit like that, just outboxing you. But he be talking so gangster, like he this cold-blooded killer that he be boxing like all smooth and shit. Versus the Hitchens reminds me of that. You know what I mean? And Shakur a little bit too, because you be hearing how Shakur be talking, you be like, oh shit, this boy, he must really be about that shit. Then you see Shakur in there and he doing all that moving against De Los Santos. It's like, bro, come on, man. He talking all that gangster shit. Now he talking all this gangster shit about Haratunya and shit, how he gonna fold him up. I don't know, bro. These dudes be talking gangster. Then when they get in the ring, they don't be doing shit. They don't be doing no gangster shit. They be smart as hell in there. They be putting their ring IQ on full display. Don't be no gangster shit in there, John. Oh yeah, y'all wilding about that Diddy stuff. I ain't getting into that. Y'all wilding. Nah, bro, we ain't gonna touch that Diddy topic. Not on here. I'm gonna end up making a Patreon eventually. I'm gonna speak about that shit because I heard Patreon give you more leverage. On YouTube, you get your shit taken down talking about anything. For sure. Rolly got special ad power. Hold on, this shit is in the way. Hold on. But not special ed channel. I mean, yeah, bro. But I swore, like before the Gervonta Davis fight, it looked like Rolly didn't mind getting hit, bro. But it's probably because he ain't really been in there with no punchers. They said Rolly eat crayons. Yeah, Rolly eat the blue one. He liked the blueberry flavor. He said blueberry flavor. You know what I'm saying? He said he don't eat the purple crayons because he said that he don't fuck with grape. You know what I'm saying? That's the type time he be on. Really different. He used to melt them bitches on the heater. You know what I'm saying? He used to melt them bitches in the heater and put it in his apple juice and shit like that. He different. He said Rolly's sister fine as hell. Who Rolly's sister? Rolly eat glue. Yeah, he used to let that shit get. He used to spread that shit on his hands and let it dry, then pick it out and eat it and shit. He nasty like that. Mm-hmm. That nigga used to take that mercury out them thermometers and sip on that motherfucker. Oh yeah, Rolly was the one at the back of the line holding the caseworker's hand. For sure. Yeah. Rolly was that nigga that whenever they took a test, they pulled him out the room and shit. He used to come back. That motherfucker used to come back with a happy meal. Everybody else hungry as shit, eating regular lunch food. This nigga got a whole happy meal. You know what I'm saying? With the motherfucking chocolate milk and the toy. Yeah, Rolly used to do that shit. Rolly used to have all the regular kids hating like a motherfucker. He used to pull them out that room and have 100 on every test. How the fuck this nigga like, Rolando, would you like to step out? Like, yeah, I'll be back, guys. Mm-hmm. Come on, Rolando. You do good on this test, and I'll get you a new WWE action figure. Yeah. Nigga used to have that social worker in Target buying them toys all the time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Rolly was that nigga that when he was in the boys' bathroom, whenever he pissed in the urinal, that nigga used to have his pants all the way down. That nigga used to y'all niggas ever watch South Park when the young boy Butters would pee in the urinal and shit? He lift his shirt up like this, ass out. That's Rolly. Rolly had them tight ass corduroys on. That's a bad joke. Yo, hold up. This how That's how. I hope this shit don't look. That's Rolly. Look. Yo, Rolly used to put his whole mouth on the water fountain for sure. Dirty ass nigga. I'm like, nigga, what is you doing? Yeah, he dirty. Rolly dirty as hell. Nigga had like 8 silver caps in his mouth. Dirty ass. Yo, that's crazy. He said he used to look at people in the Euro. Yo, man, I wish my boy Slime was on here, bro. He be bad, man. Free my boy Slime Way Games, dog. And my boy Book right now, man. I sent that boy over some money. You know what I mean? I hope he get out ASAP, boy. My man Slime, man. I know he would have had a lot to say about Rolly. Yeah. Rolly was that type nigga, man. Yeah. I ain't even gonna say that one. That one's a little out of pocket. Rolly would fart and blame it on you, and it's just you and him. That's some crazy shit. Yeah, free Slime, man. Free Slime. That's my boy. I'm gonna make sure he all right while he in there. I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure he all right. He should be calling me soon. I set up the whole system to chop it up with Slime. I'm just waiting on the call. Yeah, Slime was the man. That's my boy. What the fuck? Rolly used to use his teeth to hang off the counter at Burger King. That's fucking wild, bro. What? Yo. Oh my God. That's fucking hilarious, bro. Rolly eat gum under the lunch table, bro. That's fucking disgusting. Yo. Yo, y'all really cooking Rolly. They caught Rolly with his pants down trying to go off on a warm honey bun. That nigga you said he put a honey bun in the microwave for 10 seconds and try to do it dirty? That's some wild shit. Rolly got like 8 stiff ass socks in his bedroom right now. That's a fact. Yeah, he dirty. Holy hands talking about what's good, fam. What we talking about? Rolly retarded ass. Yo, I got so many jokes, bro. But I'm trying to like censor myself. Yo, y'all miss when Mazuma TV was not monetized, bro. Before we hit 1K, y'all missed out on that. Used to say the wildest shit on here, but you know, we getting compensated for our efforts now, so we can't really say too much. You know what I'm saying? That was a bad joint. But yeah, man, I pretty much touched on everything I needed to touch on. That's okay. You sent the video? All right, bet. Oh, there it is. Yo, bro, you don't know how long I've been waiting to fucking find this video. Mm-hmm. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Looks like Hitchens a sucker for that left hook. Ooh. Ooh. And what's crazy is what's crazy is Rolly is telegraphing them punches and he's still landing them. Let's check that back again. You see them Jones coming, them hooks wide as hell, right hand, all telegraph. Hitchens is getting hit with all them Jones. Ooh. He not even jabbing. Ooh, that left hook buckled him. Damn. Damn, I wish there was more video to it, man. That's a bad John, bro. Real bad John. Real bad John. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Yeah, he starts with his punches from the hips. Yeah. Anybody could see that shit that's in an elite level for real, but I don't know, man. Hitchens is out here getting punched on. Hold on. My boy Ralph don't got no wrench. All right, let's fix that right now. All right, get my wrench nation up. You know what I'm saying? My wrench gang. Let's get that shit going. All right, my boy Ralph wrenched up. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. It's currently 1:17 in the morning where I'm staying at right now. So I gotta get up at 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock tomorrow to get my day started. So I'm gonna catch up on some rest. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody that was in the building supporting the channel. The people that donated the super chats, it is very much appreciated, man. Y'all hit the like button on the way out if y'all haven't already. You know what I mean? But until then, this was Mazuma TV. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm out of here, man. Peace.